If you're finding that your wood stain is not applying evenly, then I might have an explanation for you. From oak to walnut to pine, all wood species have different types of grain that can affect the appearance of your wood stain. If you're looking for a more uniform and even appearance of your wood stain, then keep watching. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how our Vermont Natural Coatings All-in-One Stain and Finish applies with and without our wood conditioner. This is going to give you a chance to compare the two looks and decide what works best for you and your wood project. Our wood conditioner works to even out the porosity of a piece of wood so that your stain applies nice and even. We're going to be demonstrating our wood conditioner and stain and finish on some oak planks today for you. So let's jump in. So I've got our sample jar of wood conditioner here. We're going to open that up, and as always, you're going to want to give that a good stir just to make sure there's no sediment at the bottom. We recommend stirring until you don't see any clumps at the end of your stir stick. That means everything's all blended well together. So here I'm just taking a paintbrush. You can also use a pad or a roller to apply the wood conditioner as well, whichever method you prefer. And we're just going to apply it right onto our clean and sanded wood surface. Once applied, you're going to give your wood conditioner about 2 hours to dry before you apply your stain. Once the wood conditioner is dried, you're going to want to take a fine grit sandpaper like 220 or 180. Here I'm using a 220 grit sandpaper, and we're just going to smooth that out before we apply our stain. Because the wood conditioner is water-based, it's naturally going to cause grain rays on the wood, so that's why we want to knock that down with the finer grit sandpaper to get rid of that grain rays and make it a nice smooth surface to apply our stain on. Now I'm going to be taking the Mad River Mahogany color of our all-in-one stain and finish, and we're going to be applying this to the piece of wood that did receive the wood conditioner. So I'm going to load the brush up with some of our stain, and we're going to apply that right onto our piece of oak. So here's our piece of oak with just one coat of the all-in-one stain and finish. As you can see, the wood conditioner has created a nice, even surface to apply the stain onto, so it's not absorbing into certain parts of the grain more than others. So we've got our piece of wood here that's gotten the wood conditioner, and we've done one coat of the all-in-one stain and finish in Mad River Mahogany. The wood conditioner created a more uniform look, so now we're going to take another piece of wood that doesn't have wood conditioner on it, and we're going to be applying our stain and finish here, and we're going to compare the two different looks. So we can already see a big difference in the appearances of these two. Of course, this one here is already dry. So we can see on this piece here that without the wood conditioner, the stain is being pulled into the grain, highlighting the natural grains and textures of the wood. So we're back the next day, and our first coat of our all-in-one stain and finish has completely dried onto our boards here. So this board here did not receive our wood conditioner, and this other one did receive the wood conditioner. On our board without the wood conditioner, we can see that the stain is enhancing the natural grains and textures of the wood, whereas with the wood conditioner, it's a more uniform application. Now we're going to give both of these boards a second coat to give it a true test. But first we're going to have to sand again with our 220 grit sandpaper. This is because I did not coat them 2 hours after, and after that the surface just needs to get scuffed up a little bit so that the stain can adhere onto it. So now these are both sanded and ready for a second coat of our all-in-one stain and finish. I'm applying our stain and finish onto our board with wood conditioner first here. As you can see, our second coat applied beautifully and nice and uniform across the surface of our wood. So now let's apply our second coat to our board without wood conditioner and compare. You may notice here our stain is applying a little differently. Since the porosity of the wood is not even, we're seeing that the wood is accepting the stain more in some spots than others. Without the wood conditioner, the stain is going to pull into the grain more and highlight the natural textures of the wood. Without using the wood conditioner, the final result is going to be more dependent on the type of wood that you're choosing to use. So here's our board without wood conditioner with the second layer of stain applied. As you can see, it's just a little bit different than the board with wood conditioner. It's not as uniform, but it is enhancing more of the natural grains of the wood. So now we're going to let these dry, and we'll come back in about 2 hours to see what they look like with their final two coats. So we've got our 2 planks of oak here all complete. This one here received our wood conditioner prior to stain. This one did not. Each received 2 coats of the all-in-one stain and finish in Mad River Mahogany. Both also received the same process and treatment, with being sanded before applying the wood conditioner and also being sanded in between coats for the stain and finish. So let's take a closer look and see how the wood conditioner affected both of these boards. Taking a look at both pieces side by side, we can see that our wood conditioned piece here has a more even finish across the board. The color did not absorb in certain spots more than others, whereas with this piece we have more of a natural look as the stain is absorbing more into the natural textures and grain patterns of the wood. Despite the type of wood that you choose, when you use our wood conditioner, you can expect results such as this, where your stain comes out smooth and even across the board. When you don't use wood conditioner, your stain result is going to heavily depend on the type of wood that you choose to use. As I mentioned previously, every single wood species is going to have different grain patterns and different levels of porosity. So before you jump into your next staining project, be sure to apply our Vermont Natural Coatings wood conditioner so that you can have a nice, uniform, even stain. Our wood conditioner also has ultra low VOCs and a neutral odor, so you're not going to have any issues applying this. Thank you so much for watching this demonstration of our Vermont Natural Coatings wood conditioner. If you'd like to see more product demonstrations such as this, let us know in the comments and be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can stay in the loop with all of our videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.